G'day, folks. It is the coach here. Hope you are doing well, kicking butt and doing your thing. It is, look, it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from the Warhammer preview. I was going to call it the bingo session, but that's my screen. We're close to the LVO show. I've got myself a beer. It's a Friday afternoon in Australia. Cheers to you all. And who knows what's coming on? Maybe I should go big screen. Show off my pretty face first. Hello, g'day. So we got the Warhammer preview coming up at the LVO, the Las Vegas Open, and boy, oh boy, what do we have in store? I'll bring up the bingo card in a minute, folks, but it'll be interesting to see what Age of Sigmar has up on the screen. We don't know. Obviously, we're in the midst of 9th edition 40K. We are long away from a whole bunch of battle tomes for 3rd edition Age of Sigmar. I'm sure the Fury of the Deep, Deepkin versus Fire Slayers people are waiting for a battle tome. But what's in store? Let's go over to the chat. What's going on? We've got a pre-LVO party happening in the War Game Room in Vegas. I did see some photos in Discord. Look like you guys are having an absolute ball. I've seen some fantasy booking in people in in their bathrobes. I've seen people playing Warhammer on a Friday. Looks like I was actually talking on Discord. I actually might come to LVO next year. I think I'm pretty excited by the lead up and what I've seen. So could be Coachella 2023. Stay tuned, folks. What else you got? Holly Hand Grenades doing some last minute painting before the LVO. Good strategy. Make sure you paint your models and do not rock up to the tournament without painted models. So absolute good luck to anyone who is going to be at the LVO. Yep, absolutely. It's actually really interesting because this is the first time I've ever had a live stream like this with a preview happening at 5 p.m. at my time. So I'm pretty excited. G'day, Tuan. Good to see so many people. We're obviously building up to what is going to be the LVO stream. And I might actually go a little bit slow and kind of show you off what I've come up with for the AOS bingo. You tell me what you think in the chat. What do you think is going to be happening at this reveal show? So there's a whole bunch of things that could possibly happen. I've got myself 4 little squares. You've got your death battle tome, your chaos, your destruction, your order. Pretty basic. I think there's a whole bunch of things that could possibly be revealed. And some of the images in the lead up to this have been quite fascinating when I've looked at them. You have had some Nighthunt potentially. And I can see Tuan, for example. Money's on Nighthunt. Absolutely could be possible. One of the preview images does certainly look like a Nighthunt. Lichcast is 2 p.m. Yeah, love it. It's so nice to be able to watch something at a normal time. Apachuto's watching from Chile. Awesome. Thanks for joining. 3 a.m. What a mad lad. Old Hammer, potentially. I wonder if we're going to get Jerome. We're going to get ourselves... are we going to get ourselves some Umbraneth? Are we going to see the Malekith Malarian version of the elves? New Death Faction is an automatic bingo. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a slim pickings. I would probably put my money more on a Nighthunt than a New Death Faction. Old World, yeah. I mean, I would love Old World, Trevor. I would love to see a bit more. It seems like, especially with Total War Warhammer 3, people are begging to get a little bit of rank and flank happening. New Destruction Battle Tome. Curious to see what that New Destruction Battle Tome could be. Absolutely gits. I was absolutely 100% I'm with you on board. Give me those sweet, sweet gits. Some things that I asked the Discord and some of the things that I thought could possibly happen is obviously, have a new battle tome, but what's a preview stream if it's just a battle tome? I think that's a bit rubbish. It wouldn't be the most exciting stream. I'd love to see something like the Cities of Sigmar Warband. We haven't seen an Underworlds Warband for Cities of Sigmar, so I'm sticking that. I'm staying with that. But the one that's really throwing me off, g'day, hello, Christopher. Nice to have you from Philadelphia. I'm seeing so many great people in the chat. Hello, welcome. You're all covering my face, but it's all worth it. You don't want to see my face. You just want to hear my sweet, sweet, smooth, soothing tones. Oh, World Malarian, absolutely. But the one that really is throwing me off here, and you maybe can tell me what you're thinking, folks, is, I don't know if you all noticed, the 2 days to go preview. The 2 days to go preview had a silhouette of a Caradron Overlord's boat. It looks like an ironclad. Now, ironclads are already released. So why on earth would Games Workshop put an ironclad in the preview window? That's what I'm questioning. Is it a throw off? Is it a confirmation we have combo Duarden coming? Is it because that's been a rumor for a while? Grumdy's come back from wherever he was in, living on a mountaintop. He helped forge the new Thunderstrike Stormcast armor. Is he going to unite the clans for the Duarden? So I've got myself, obviously, the IDK and the Fireslayer book, but I've also put in a curly one there. Will we get a combo Duarden book? Sea battles, are we going to go back, Jerome, to Dreadfleet for like Age of Sigmar? Buckets indeed smells. Absolutely, Hayden. Couldn't agree with you more. Is there going to be the Las Vegas preview stream? Absolutely. So a little bit closer to the time, we will switch over to the stream, and we'll kick over and we'll kick out and see what is going on. So I'll bring it up a little bit closer. It's not due to start for about 15 odd minutes. So we'll keep an eye out, and what will happen, and for anyone who hasn't joined this type of stream in the past, we will have a discussion in between the discussions. So normally what happens is Games Workshop will reveal something every 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how many things that they've got. So usually the pace is about 10 to 15 minutes. They'll drop something, and it could be Age of Sigmar, 40K, Horus Heresy. There's a whole bunch of things they could possibly drop. And then, the guests like Eddie Eccles or Adam Troke, or there's a whole bunch of people who could possibly be on the stream who will discuss it and show us the Warcom. And in that time, I'll pause the Twitch feed. We'll have a look ourselves. We'll look at the images. We'll discuss. We'll see what we think. But that's how the stream will kind of work for today. We will absolutely see the Twitch stream as well. But some other things that could possibly come up, seeing some Duarden, absolutely. Still going with the Imperium, and we're not talking 40K triple herbs. We're not talking herbals. 40K is 40K. Not over them. We've already seen Eldar. We've already seen that amazing, and that's an interesting one. Will that Avatar of Cain come over to Age of Sigmar? Compared to the trashy bloody statue-looking piece, that's an interesting one. But there's rumors, and it looks like maybe Daughters of Cain will get a new book this year, so maybe that will feature in there, and it'll be a nice little Avatar of Cain, or not Cain, depending on how the law went Marathi. What else we got here? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people absolutely get hyped. Look, I would probably say and remind you all that, and just set your expectations purely because LVO is, I think it's 1,100 or 1,200 40K players at the tournament, while Age of Sigmar is about 200. So if Games Workshop know their market, which I'd like to think they are, it could be a heavy 40K stream. So just bear that in mind. Do I think there'll be a chance of a new Valkyrie model? Yes. Do I think it'll happen today? Probably not. But I think definitely Valkyrie the Bloody deserves a glow up like Be'lakor. Absolutely join the Discord. Absolutely, Benjamin. Shout out to you, absolute legend. Come chat us over. The new Avatar of Cain is bloody amazing. I'll zoom in a little bit. It is absolutely bloody amazing. I probably wouldn't have the flames if I ever bought that. I'd probably cut the flames off near the kneecap. It's a bit of a weird kind of flame, but otherwise, I think it's absolutely stunning. And I could possibly see them crossing over exactly Holy Hand Grenade. I could definitely see it like Be'lakor, where Be'lakor was initially in Age of Sigmar, and then a couple of months later, there was an updated book for 40K. So they introduced Be'lakor a few months later, and it could the same could be true here. Squats equals KO conversion bits. Maybe the Ironclad is 40K squats coming in. Don't know. 40K outnumbers. Gareth's over there in LVO, and yeah, it's 7-1. It's a big discrepancy. So if you measure by weight, it's 2. As long as there's no ass cracks and and our hygiene levels are superior. That's all I care about. What else you got? Guess a new Valkyr model. Yeah, I think Valkyr might come with like a new battle tome for Khorne. I think that would be an amazing champion to come up with the new battle tome, who definitely deserves something. So we still haven't got the stream just yet, but what we'll do is we'll be switching over between the stream. We've obviously got the preview here as well, and you can see that, you know, this to me definitely looks very Nighthaunty. At least that's how I saw this. I saw this very Nighthaunty between a ghost body, the candles, which is definitely a Nighthaunt piece. This is an interesting piece. I'm not quite sure. I'm wondering if this is a part of the underworlds. That's certainly we know that for a fact is the avatar of Cain. But what will happen is they will stream, and then they'll upload the blog, and some nice, interesting pictures will come about, and we'll get a deeper dive. We'll zoom in and we'll do our own thing. Happy Grumdy, absolutely. Happy LVO reveal day. There's always a couple of big streams if people aren't familiar. This is certainly one. In March, there'll be Adepticon, which would be another one, which would be great. What else have we got? Lumineth 3. Well, it is on the bingo card. It is on the bingo card. Lumineth 3. Will we see Tyrion and Tyrion's forces coming? Will we see vampirates, or will we see ghost pirates? Maybe the boat is a Caradhran overlords, but spooky ghosts for Nighthaunt. Will it be Kernothi, an update to Sylvaneth? Will it be Malarian? Could it be new terrain? I think there's a lot of interesting things. More like 3.5. Yeah, I mean, like seven versions of Seraphon. Will we get a sneak peek into the games, to the General's Handbook? I think the only thing is that with these streams, we'll normally show you what is coming up on the roadmap in what's it called? They normally show it to you. I'll skip that over for a second. They normally show you what's coming up in the next 3 months. So we probably won't see this. We won't exactly see maybe GBH. That's more of a June type thing, but quite possibly, who knows? But there's the live stream, by the way, folks. So we will swap out between the live stream when it's up. Can I just get in a second a confirmation that you can hear the sound? Chat, can I just get a confirmation you can hear the sound? Yes, perfect. Thanks, Holy Hand Grenade. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll swap out in between the stream, and we'll swap out. Perfect. Thanks, folks. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on this. I'd be curious to see what they've got. There is a whole bunch of potential things they're going to drop on us. If I was setting my expectations, I wouldn't have too much Age of Sigmar. To me, it felt like 2021, 40K got almost no models. Like, they didn't get a lot of models. That's a lie. They didn't get a lot of models, 40K. So I think, if anything, it's almost like the year is flipped. So Age of Sigmar is the year of the book, and 40K will probably get a whole bunch of new models. We'll still get some things, but my expectations are tempered, I guess. I'm probably not expecting a new army just yet. But hey, I could be wrong. What do you all think in the chat? Let me put. We've got 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes before the live stream happens. So if you've got some thoughts and you think of what is coming up, let me know in the comments. And that's probably the point that I wanted to make with the Avatar, is that we had the Avatar of Cain, but we know in Broken Realms, Morathi has now fully absorbed Cain. So how the Avatar of Cain and maybe how the Avatar of Morathi, or how that works across, would be fascinating. G'day Low. Good to see you, mate. Morathi, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they play with the whole Cain gag. Maybe it'll come with Malekith Malarian, although we know that's more of a shadowy type thing. What else is going on? I want a white dwarf model. Isn't there been like 1 million of those by now, Ben? Chaos Pirates. Okay, make Valkyr art. Jerome, I think you would piss off a lot of people if you said Valkyr being a pirate. I think you would break the internet. Don't make Valkyr a pirate. It's terrible. Lucas thinking that the bird could be a cruel boy. Yeah, I'll flick it back over. Whoops, I should probably stop doing that. I'll go this instead. I think that could be a cruel boy. I don't know if any of you saw the image, but I'll see if I can do it on the sly here. But at the Las Vegas Open, there was also a brand new model revealed. If anyone's ever been to a Games Workshop event in the last year or so, they have had special like an event exclusive model. And this year, here we go. I'll bring it up. This year, there's actually been an exclusive model for the. So if you go to a Games Workshop event, so we saw the Chaos Warrior woman. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but she was exclusive to the Warhammer Opens and some of the Warhammer events. This looks like it's this year, so this is actually at the LVO right now. Anyone at the LVO can pick it up. It's one per person. I don't know what the 40K equivalent is. They normally have one for each of the games. And I don't know if this will come up on general release, but all I know is that there is a new Cruel Boys Shaman at the LVO. So pop that to the side. It's a pretty cool piece if you hadn't seen it already. But how are we tracking? Yeah, we've still got a couple of minutes. What do you all think in the chat? What do you think's coming up? Jonathan thinks more dwarfs and gargants. Maybe it's a gargant dwarf. Whenever setting up your expectations with Age of Sigmar, always expect the least and get disappointed. That's not quite true. They've had some pretty cool releases. I guess if I was a Fire Slayer or an IDK player, I'd be definitely curious. I also want to know when those books are coming out and then what's next. I think we've seen some maybe Daughters of Cain models. We've maybe seen some Nighthaunt. We might see the back of the White Dwarf for February has some Beasts of Chaos stuff, so I don't know what's going on there. AOS is on a roll, absolutely. Doubling down, Nighthaunt thinks it could be Tuin. The Guardian of Souls was a Warhammer store anniversary model in 2018. I think it was 2017 or 2018. So that model is long gone. So you might be right, Tuin. That could be a new Guardian of Souls. Yeah, potentially. The Year of Chaos and it'd be 2 Wound Chaos Space Marines. Listen, like 3 years ago, they said it was going to be the Year of Destruction. And I think it took them 2 years to eventually get to the Year of Destruction. And even then, we're still quite not there yet. New Acolytes of Tzeentch. Okay, interesting. I don't know if there's much Tzeentch on the radar, but that'd be a cool one. Do you think you're going to tease of the Umbraneth? My personal thoughts, John, is Umbraneth is probably at least 12 months away. I think right now they are so far behind when it comes to battle tomes that that they're probably just going to knock out battle tomes before they start exploring a new faction in 2023. And I think of the new factions, it'll be Umbraneth, but I think it's still far away. G'day, Douglas from Brisbane. Nice to see you. I'd love to see Umbraneth. I'd love to see Malekith or Malarian. I always get confused. My Little Pony faction, Nighthaunt. Give me 2 seconds. Just keep an eye out on Twitch. Cool. Yeah, Twitch hasn't started yet. Primaris Stormcast calling it. We kind of got that a little bit with the Thunderstrike armor. What else have we got? I'll just switch out the screen. So we've got the preview. What else have we got, folks? Don't play Nighthaunt. People, look, I'd love to see some love to the likes of Nighthaunt, Gitz, Khorne, Beasts of Chaos. You're all not doing that well in the meta. Do you know how it works with the pot grots? I'm not sure, Nathan. I don't know if it has rules, or if you're talking about this new model, I don't know exactly how it works with the rules. If it comes with a new rule, or if it's going to be just an alternative sculpt for the regular shaman. I too would love a Beast of Chaos update. However, the White Dwarf February looks like it's going to have the Beast of Chaos update. It's at the back of, well, at least there's a Beast of Chaos photo saying coming up next month. So usually when they're in White Dwarf, it means that the White Dwarf is a patch before a patch, which means that like a battle tome is probably not coming for a while for the likes of Cities, Gargants, Chaos, Slaves of Darkness. Warning Warsheen, good to see you from Chaos Dwarden. My guess, Christopher, is Chaos Dwarden are probably the Oathbreakers are probably more like a 2024. I reckon Chaos Dwarves are going to come in at the end of Age of Sigmar 3rd edition and lead us into 4th edition by breaking down the walls of Azir with the United Chaos Force. That'd be my hot tip. Whether that's true or not is, but I think they will be the narrative driver into 4th edition. So I don't think House Dwarves are coming for a while. Grombrindle, yeah, maybe do a bit of a tag team with Gotrek. Look, if you Nighthaunt people do not get a update, I'm going to be sad for you because it feels like you all... Trevor, I don't think Dawnbringers are going to get a campaign book for a while. You got your White Dwarf for Cities of Sigmar. I think... sorry, a little wheel. I think Cities is probably a bit far away. I think we've still got some stories to tell before they update. Git's Battle Tome's an interesting one. I think that definitely deserves an update soon. Their book was 2019, so they'll announce... No, they would not do that. They're not going to remove Nighthaunt as a faction. Come on, Stephen. Don't be that negative. Yeah, look, in my White Dwarf in Australia, I haven't got access to the latest White Dwarf. So unfortunately, logistics has thrown them into a spin, which is again why I think possibly we're just going to get smashed with books, because Maggotkin of Nurgle was meant to be released in August, September. And then they kept updating the Warcom article and they changed the dates a number of times. So if Maggotkin of Nurgle was meant to be August, September, and then they released it in December, it makes me think that at least at the moment, they're going to be behind plan. And the next quarter to next 6 months leading up to their financial year, which is, I think, 30 May, they're just going to pump out the books. I think for Age of Sigmar, we've got to get more factions with their grand strategies, updated rules, with books as opposed to new models, personally speaking. And I think that's partially why White Dwarf is trying to bridge the gap as well. What else we got? The Nighthaunt will ride again. We got a lot of love for the Nighthaunt. Ghosty boys, man, far out. The Angler, I'm predicting Fire Slayers Ideneth announcement only. I don't think so. I think that would be a trash stream. I think they're like, yo, here's a book. That's a Warcom article at best. I'm a bit more faithful that something else will come out in addition to... All right, just triple check you guys can hear the stream.
Online. I am Wade. This is Eddie. Hello, Eddie.
Hi, Wade. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Absolutely is. So this is the first Warhammer preview online
just to confirm, you can still hear
We're absolutely delighted to be here at a slightly unconventional time of day, it's fair to say, for a Warhammer preview online.
It's pretty early in the morning.
Cool. Thanks, folks. All right. So while they trash talk Wade and Eddie Eccles, I will slightly mute them, and we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking, and we'll talk in between streams, and we'll see what is going on. Thank you, folks. Much appreciated. More, and I think that's the key right now. Age of Sigmar needs a lot of books. You're seeing the discrepancy of armies that have 3rd edition books right now versus ones that don't. Stormcast are kicking the absolute shit out of people right now, and partially because they've got more battle tactics, more grand strategies, more rules. Their rules are more aligned to 3rd edition. They've got definitely things, and you can see it as well in Ironjaws. Great point, anonymous YouTube user. More Ironjaws as well. They're definitely doing really well because, yeah, shout out to Wade's beard. He's doing well for Englishman. I'll have to tweet to him and just tell him, like, from beard to beard. Duncan Rhodes back. Duncan Rhodes probably has a better chance of being in the Royal Rumble than he is coming back to GW. I think he's doing pretty well with his own channel, his own academy. So I'm a sip of my beer now. Delicious. Yeah, I think at the moment, 40K, I think part of the challenge with 40K is 9th edition dropped in the middle of the pandemic. So their supply chain is completely shocked. And we know 40K is a much bigger game than Age of Sigmar. So I really do think that you saw the new 40K, you saw the new models coming out for Oryx, you've had Necrons, you've had Gene Stealer Cults, you've had Eldar, you've had more Sisters of Battle. To me, I think they're going to be pumping out more updates. I think like Dark Elder needs some more models. There's probably a few other kits. How long will it be? Traditionally, these go for about 75 to 90 minutes. So normally they're pretty quick paced. They'll do a release every 10 to 15 minutes. And that's normally how they do these kind of things. So they'll waffle on for a little bit, get the chat going. They'll drop something. They'll discuss it. In the meantime, so when they release a video, once the trailer's over, Warcom will have the video and some pictures as well. So we'll be able to see what it looks like. And you can see it for yourself if there's something that kind of comes up at the moment. Karl Franz returns. I'm just going to ignore, Eric, what you just said for the back end of that. He does not come back as a zombie. We know Karl Franz already exists. He is the Celestant Prime. James Workshop is pretty amazing. James Workshop is pretty good. If anyone watches the IT crowd and knows Renham, Douglas Renham, absolute legend. I do love their little nod there. An update to Bone Splitters. You had your update. Mr. Mark, you can wait in line because, in my opinion, Kurnothi must be not far away. The Kurnothi being more of the forest folk for the Sylvaneth. And if you remember, the Kurnothi had their Underworld's Warband about 2 to 3 years ago, and it was pretty popular. It sold pretty well. I think there's a lot of demand for the Wood Elves, so I would not be surprised if that's not far away. I don't know when. Primaris Karl Franz. All right, you're pushing it. Castigator War Scroll. Yeah, that's an easy one. Nighthunt monster. I think you definitely need a tanky monster. I mean, Ghost Dragon, maybe like some Nylox Oxide on a Krondus, and you got yourself a spooky Ghost Krondus. I would allow it. I would allow it. Sharks' Battle Line. I think possibly Sharks. I'm not trying to pander you. That when you look at the text on the War Scroll, it does refer to 2 or more sharks. So I definitely think I think sharks in IDK's battle line in some description definitely could be possible. A bigger ghost, yeah, like you need something that's not a Mongol. Like I love the Mongol, but it just doesn't fit the aesthetics for poor old Nighthunt. I do feel you, and you definitely need a hero that's not Nagash that has more than 10 wounds. New KO book, or maybe it could be Combo Dwarden. What else we got there? It seems to wake up better if there's a release. Yeah, fair enough. A deadly bee weapon. Yeah, we could get some bees. All right, there's a lot of love going in for the Nighthunt. I would love an updated Mongol.
Raph will probably be going to sleep a little bit later on. We'll put him into cryostasis.
All right. Wade was just looking at us at the camera. I thought he might be ready to launch something.
Hobby live here on Twitch later on today. We'd like to know.
Come on, Wade. Come on, Wade. Let us in. Let us in.
If you're doing any hobby while you're watching caffeinated hobby.
All right. And just to remind you, we are going to be also playing Warhammer Bingo. So we'll play Warhammer Bingo. These are the things that could possibly happen. Whether they happen or not, it's another thing. I put my money down on.
If you're doing cool hobby at home,
I mean, Nighthunt would be a pretty good one. I'd love it with the Order of Vizier. I'd love to see an updated kit.
To hear what you're up to. We are here to see some cool Warhammer.
All right, let's go back to the stream.
Hear what you're up to as well.
Ravenlord 19 working on a storm speeder before I start.
We got there. We get to the fireworks factory. Yeah, come on. Usually they build up the stream for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Come on, Wade. Let us in. Let us in, my friend. You are a good man. You are a corn man. First reveal with 40k. Johns reckons. Yeah, very possibly. They often like to do that. Gotrek coming down. They're not going to update War Scrolls. War Scrolls don't get updated. Famir, I think you lost your chance with the Famir. I think Famir is now your Cruel Boys. If anyone was going to have swamp aesthetics, It was the Famir. You missed it. As much as I would love, will I be covering the 40k stuff as well? I'm going to cover the whole stream. So Tyler, when the 40k stuff comes on, you all feel free to jump in. I will do the best. I played 40k back in the day, but if you ask me about the impacts of Chaos Space Marines getting 2 wounds, like you're getting a big blank look on my face. A Grimnir push, a plushie for Grimnir. Didn't they have a problem with plushies last time? Didn't they release? Was it not the Nurgling? Was it the Gryph-hound that had some issue with the plushie? Currently building some Cruel Boys. Yep. What else could you ask for?
We know we're going to see some Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which is pretty cool.
Eldar, yeah, we obviously know there's going to be Eldar. 40k will be Eldar, but will there be more to the Eldar range? We've already seen some parts of the kit. Are they going to have new Warp Spiders? Are they going to have new Howling Banshees? Are they going to have more things? You're stretching my 40k knowledge right here. I played in 3rd edition, 3rd and 4th. Nighthawk Monster, yeah, definitely a Nighthawk Monster. I think if anywhere, the Squig plushie was the one that had some issues with it. But for me, like Nighthawk, if there's going to be a release, you've got all the bodies. Whoop.
Eddie and Wade, I am
this is the LVO.
Bringing you a snippet from the Las Vegas Open. We're back here for the first time after 2 years, getting ready to share an incredible preview with this amazing crowd that you guys can see all behind me.
So I've actually been in there. If you've never been to these rooms, they are pretty impressive because they'll do the general release, and then right at the end, off stream, they'll do a Q&A.
We are masks on, excitement up, and getting ready to make that avatar not wait any longer. I hope you guys have a fantastic preview. Hello to the whole Warhammer community. We're so excited. Eddie, Wade, back to you guys.
That looks pretty excellent altogether, doesn't it?
They look like having a lot of.
All right, that was. All right, I think that was Mike. I think I didn't catch the start. But if that's who I think that is, that's Mike, who is now the global head of events. So they've hired somebody to look after events and the growth of events and to make them the best experience possible. You obviously seen the Warhammer Opens that have happened, and I'm sure they're going to build upon them this year and beyond. It'll be interesting to see how they work with independent tournament organizers and
studio audience, so to speak.
Is there coaches at LVO? Good question. There's actually a heap of us. So not me personally, but there's actually a heap of people from the AOS Coach Discord at the LVO. We actually have a separate thread as well. So if you jump into the Discord, you'll actually see a whole discussion of all our people. And I'm already getting photos of people hanging out, having beers, meeting up. So definitely check that out. And we do that for a lot of events too, whether it's Adepticon, whether it's many of the big events, or even the medium-sized events with a whole bunch of hangout photos.
Talking about the cool stuff, but it's not quite the same as it has been.
Come on, Eddie. All right, they're still teasing us. They're like, come on, man. All right, so
We should probably do that. We should probably do that.
yeah, mad. Are you at the event, old man? Mad respect to you if you're wearing my hoodie. All right, what do we got?
Accompany the videos, we can dive into some of the things that get revealed and seen, make sure everybody understands.
I definitely agree with you there, Douglas. I think it's definitely more accessible. I mean, the rules are definitely more complicated. Whoop. Oh, it's only 40k. Let's go. What do we think, folks? So I don't know how many 40k people are in the stream, but certainly I played 40k from like second edition up till about 5th edition, and one of my good friends was an Eldar player, and he was not a painter, so I painted a lot of his he's like, warp spiders, elder guardians, the dreadnoughty looking thing. I can't think of what it's called. So I don't think it's been updated since I was painting Eldar, but from my side of the fence, I think they look really cool. I know Eldar players probably felt a bit unloved when they started seeing other armies. Obviously, you got the Avatar of Cain, which I think is going to have. I wouldn't be surprised to see crossover appeal in Age of Sigmar. There's nothing there. Look, some of the iconography is clearly space elves, not Age of Sigmar elves. But for most of it, it feels like it could be Age of Sigmar, and I think there's an alternative head. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Avatar of Cain might have an alternative head. But some simple extra bits like they did with Be'lakor, where he kind of stands on a space marine, not I think it was a Chaos Warrior. You could easily make this a Age of Sigmar model with some minor conversions. Yeah, Holy Hand Grenade confirming what I thought I saw. There was some alternative heads, so it could easily be an Age of Sigmar model as well. I'm happy for the Eldar peeps as well. If I was going to jump back into 40k, even just to paint, I think I would go back to my army, which was the Sisters of Battle. I can already, Gareth's already thinking about sticking wings on the Avatar to make a Khorne Demon Prince. Now, that's a kit I would like to see. There you go. There's that alternative head. There's the alternative head. Oh, there's two alternative heads. Oh, wow. So there's a couple of different heads. So the one without the helmet definitely feels more Age of Sigmar-y than maybe some of the helmet. The helmet feels a bit 40k-esque. Yeah, I think, if I'm an Eldar fan or if I'm someone who knows an Eldar fan, absolutely. Look, they definitely look great. The three heads. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm looking over the chat. Yeah, the big scythe dude? I can't think, Magna Ray or whatever his name is. I think they definitely look good. I'm just going to let the stream go for a minute. I'm just going to swap screens to see if Warcom is updated.
The Avatar of Cain, so they're all taking aspects of him. So the shining spears are inspired by the spear of him. You've got the axe there inspiring the weapons of some of the Fire Dragon Exarchs, and the various different aspects, the skull essence of the Avatar taken up by the Warriors of the Dark Reapers.
There you go. So you've got three different weapon options to tap into
of some of the Drakari.
All right, so we've got the Warcom. And by the way, if you want to play at home, folks, and you want to see what is going on, you'll see Warcom will be updated. So
I understand that the heads are changeable. So
we're going to preview. So normally they'll release
option and weapon option that you don't see there in combination. You can build it that way. Don't worry.
And you get a spare head put on your base of your
right. They don't always update immediately.
Or your Slaneshi Greater Demons.
And sometimes they'll make a different
the base as well. The cracked.
Right, I'll just swap back to
we were talking before we went live about
stream. Perfect.
The Wraith Lord base one.
But overall, yeah, I like it. I think if I'm an Eldar fan, absolutely. I think if I'm an Age of Sigmar fan, I would definitely potentially see this as a new Avatar of Cain. I could see this being converted into a Lumineth battle cattle. I could definitely see this being a different type of aspect from the Lumineth. Some minor kit bashing.
Get rid of it. Avatar stomping around.
You could do a few things with this particular kit.
Yeah, it looks like some of the very original sketches of the Avatar that included that. Nice as well to see the Avatar.
What else does the chat think? They usually do segments to avoid giving out to you from. Yeah.
Place he woke up from, right? That's the sense.
Yeah, that's what they normally do is they'll do this and then they'll update the stream. So
and then just woken up. And
I might just bring this to the side. I'll bring this to the side so I can keep an eye on it, so I'm not constantly swapping back and forth for you folks. But what else do people think? Eldar got you back into 40k 20 years. Sorry, got you into 40k 20 years ago. That's the thing. Like they always release cool models, and it's tempting to jump between one thing to another. I think for me, I definitely like some of the troop options they kind of saw, the jet bikes, the I think they saw Howling Banshee. Was it not Howling Banshees? They weren't there. There were some other kits.
helmet that we see on the left-hand side and the bottom right.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think 100% agree with you. In complete spear. I think absolutely that could be a alternative battle cattle. I think you could easily make that as your Severeth, whatever the named. Well, you could have the named character and then the non-named, and you could manipulate them pretty easily. I think. My beard is righteous. Thank you.
Some of them are
righteous beard.
And some of them are
Love it. The vanilla troops, yeah, the Elder Guardians, are they called? Jeez, you're really stretching my 40k knowledge here, folks. Yes, Mike, 100% agree with you. That could be a alternative keeper of secrets. A little bit of work. Could maybe put some of the parts from the Sinessa and Dexessa on this, and that could be interesting. I could definitely see that. I agree with you, Chewin. That hand pose, that reminds me 100% of that lead vampire from the Crimson Court. I absolutely. It's always when you've been around Games Workshop long enough, they have like 5 to 10 different standing poses, right? You can clearly see people. Now this is sick. I painted this as a metal model back in the day. This is cool. This the dynamics of this particular kit is definitely sick. And again, something I could easily see being converted into something with death. This could be an OBR wizard, some minor kit bashing with the weapon, remove some of the like the Eldar, like the gems and the iconography, and this is easily an OBR or even some type of soul-blight necromancer, potentially like a lich necromancer. Absolutely. What else have you got here? Shining spears. I don't know, Jonathan. If shining spears were plastic already, I don't know. There's a lot of kit bashing potential in here, which I really like. Definitely not for 240k that you couldn't use them. Duval. Yeah, that was the Crimson Court vampire with the hand up. Needs more skin to be a keeper. I think potentially. I think you could. Someone with some skills could turn that into a potentially a keeper of secrets. A Death Jester. For your Harlequins, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a Can Wraith, yeah. I don't know how far I'd go to convert up a Can Wraith. They're probably one of your weaker heroes, but it's a cool model. A very cool model. Could be you could mount that on top of the a corpse cart, not corpse cart. What's it called? The kind of a similar sort of the Black Coach. That could be leading the Black Coach. That could be more of an ethereal type of same pose because it's an AOS model. Definitely has AOS feel, especially like the cape. The cape reminds me very much of like the cape that you see on Vlad and Vlad von Carstein. Not Vlad, Manfred. That cape, very deathy kind of cloak. He's basically 80% death gesture. So yeah, definitely Holy Hand Grenade Black Coach is what I was trying to say, but I was going Corpse Cart and some other weird options. Definitely is a nice one. I agree with you.
From a lore perspective as well, he's got some interesting kind of connectivity to some of the old Necron lore as well.
I would be interesting to see how you'd pull that off. Duck mentioning a great Bray Shaman. I'd be curious to see how you'd pull that off. I'm not saying that you definitely couldn't. I'm not here to say that you couldn't. I'd be curious to see the conversion opportunity in there, but why is it not OBR? I think it screams to me OBR. It definitely screams OBR. And if you do, Duck, if you buy it and you convert it, I'd love to see it. These are cool. Surprised they are using these staticky type bases. I would have imagined they'd use some of the more dynamic. They seem to be using a lot of curved bases these days. I would have much preferred that, but I'm not a 40k player. But hey. Very clearly a Bone Splitters wizard, yes.
but they got updated.
Basically
with a
steal the
brand new
cloak, yeah,
style of jet
yeah.
bike. So, familiar with the Eldar
They're probably going to show
bike,
AOS. I
jet bike is a
probably
little bit
don't think
fancier
so.
than the
I
version
feel
that's
like
in the standard
they
one. You've got, like, a
will.
little
What they
lamp
normally
holder
do is
on
they'll
the side
do
there to kind of
a
prop
big
your
game.
lamps on as you charge.
So do 40k or
It's
Sigma.
got a few extra
Then they'll
features
scatter
and things
through
that
maybe some
reminiscent
Blood
of some of
Bowl,
the,
Adeptus
uh,
Mechanicus. They'll do
sort of
some
Harlequin
type
ones,
of.
but
They'll
they're
do
targeted
maybe
with
2 of the
PvP,
smaller
kind of complement
games.
them.
And then they'll
the
loop back
warriors
in with
themselves are like
another
aspect warriors with aspect armor, and they've
bigger
got
game.
those,
So
headdresses, which we haven't
I
seen
don't
much
think
in
Age of
Warhammer
Sigma
aesthetic.
directly
So
will
they
happen
previously just had your kind of
right
classic
now,
Eldar,
but
pointy head.
could be wrong.
But
I could be wrong.
and the spears themselves,
Even
kind of
a
reminiscent of
broken
the,
clock is
some of the
right twice
Eldar
today.
heavy weaponry
Yeah.
to some extent, like the missile
But what else is on the preview? I'm just trying to bring up what else was meant to be on the preview. I think we saw there was going to be. Where is it? Bear with me. You all keep talking for a sec. Just trying to bring up.
Aesthetic.
Just trying to bring up something.
I like thinking that essentially everything that human culture has gone through.
Bretonia returns. Glenn, nice try. I might not be paying attention, but so by the looks of it, there's going to be Age of Sigma, 40k, Necromancer, Kill Team. So there'll be a couple of things coming on. There's no old world meant to be revealed.
And then ride at people on the jet bike.
Absolutely, the fusion of these things.
But let's see.
No longer have horses, and we've invented.
Let's see what else is coming up. But
remember our roots.
how long has it been? It's probably close to another reveal. Let me run a Pewter Lewin. He's dead, my friend. He's all right. He's an all right model, but he's dead. He has ascended to be a handmaiden of the Lady of the Lake. So maybe with Old World you'll get, but Lewin was not the king. If they go back to Old World, he was merely the Orc Slayer. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And now we've got these guys, and we've
got yeah, I thought so too, Jonathan. I didn't think that they were some of those kits were. I thought they were more their resin. What's it called? Fine cast. I thought they were fine cast, and I think you're seeing you're seeing more and more models being removed from fine cast. But I think overall, people who like 40k and who like Eldar seem excited with this. Clearly, for an Age of Sigma focused channel, we're like mostly okay. Two and think Necromunda has been big grong. Yeah, okay. I don't quite know what that is, but I don't recognize it from my time playing Necromunda. Chaos reveals, yeah, possibly. I was putting my money down to be a death reveal.
You like black? They like white.
Jerome saying the reason why I think they're static is because of the possible switchable pieces. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Yeah, but they all look the same. Like the bottom of the jet bikes are all the same. So the tops might be different, but I would imagine the chassis. Yeah, okay, they're cool. The Rangers, the Rangers look kind of cool. You got Rangers on bikes. I don't know if they're new. I don't remember Rangers on bike when I played. What else we got?
A Space Marine. This guy is considerably larger.
Grognard. I thought that was literally like a thing. Like I thought like it was a new gang. All right, geez, I'm. Bucket's liking the hat. I assume he's talking about my hat, not some other hat. I miss old Necromunda. I've still got my old Necromunda. Van Saab, because it looked like Steve Blackman, the wrestler. If anyone knows Steve, the Lethal Weapon Blackman. Anyone know much about the old world dwarves? I certainly do, but I don't think we're going to see much about that for a while. Curious. I would love a old world preview right now. Tyrion could end up as the leader of the Tyrion faction since Bretonia was pretty elfy. I mean, his story. Look, I think Lewin's story ended when he became one of the maidens to the Lady of the Lake. I think anything that's Bretonian and Tomb Kings, their story has ended, and they're not coming into Age of Sigma. Sorry, that's just my hot take. It's not even a hot take. It's just they clearly worried about the intellectual property, do not want these types of things in the game. Which is sad for me because I do love my Empire. Then that Avatar, yeah, the Avatar's sick. I can assume that's on like a 90mm base. Bigger than a 60. I think it'd be, yeah, definitely. Eldar in Nighthunt in the same book. Yeah, potentially. wouldn't that be a wild ride? In French, it's someone who grumbles a lot, I think. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, look, I think they were definitely needing a range update. So I'm glad to see they're getting their range update. I think so what I'm hearing is that need the lake maidens on seahorses. No, it was a lake, not the sea. It's not Mathlin. Mathlin was the sea. And you've got IDK who worship the Mathlin, the god of the sea. Although he was a bit of a jerk, he would crash a lot of boats. He's very angry old Mathland. What do we got? Paul Wright thinks we're going to see some giant crabs. Stop looking at the camera, Wade. I think we keep going.
That's also maybe something that we saw.
He keeps looking at me. I'm like, okay, we're ready to go to the next thing. I think Britannia continuing the spirit of Stormcast. Yeah, I think if anything, yes, absolutely, Chase. They are reimagined through these other factions, but the likelihood of them returning in some degree. Right.
So that started us off. Should we move on to
I think
the next video?
All right, here we go.
None may steal from the god of death. For too long the elves have denied Nagash his due. It ends now.
Our souls belong to us. Who will take them from our stronghold of Huronka? A host of tortured spirits in service to a mad god?
No walls bar our way. With my craven throne guard by my side, I shall have victory.
Craven by name, craven by nature. They will fall to my Heartrender's javelins.
That is not the ending that is written this day. High Gladiatrix.
The scratching of your quill means naught, Scripta Mortis. The only souls returning to Shaiish will be yours.
An eternity of torment awaits you, elf. We
Fuck yes.
Excellent. So Warhammer Age of Sigmar Battle Box Arena
Check
of Shades.
that out. We have a new battle box. That I was not expecting. We definitely thought Nighthaunt were coming. We thought Daughters of Cain were coming, but I didn't think Daughters of Cain were coming so soon. So, what do we all think, folks? What do we got? What do we got? Let's look at the reviews and see what people are thinking. So, first off, absolutely, we have a battle box coming. We have Nighthaunt, but more importantly, we have Nighthaunt with crossbows. What on earth is that? And I think this is where we're going to start seeing more and more Age of Sigmar right now. Is we're going to see boxes like these initially, where they're going to expand the forces slightly with a couple of troops, a hero or two here and there. And you're not going to see big, massive range expansions, really just small incremental updates to get everyone kind of as far forward in third edition as possible. So this kind of blew me away. I'm just going to let them talk.
Just an amazing miniature. Very, very interesting, different kind of, not a warrior certainly, but a very characterful,
reminds me of the Blue Scribe
miniature. All sorts of stuff to talk about there. Wade, where do you want to start?
Blue Scribe.
The number of arms that he's been blessed with for the task at hand. There you go. It's a gorgeous figure. We were looking at that in the office.
So I don't know. Obviously, they're not going to show us rules. They're not going to tell us what it does. But it definitely looks like a support hero, like the Blue Scribe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fixed on Blue Scribe. So Nighthaunt, yes, people are excited. Nighthaunt has shooting, has blown me away. Never did I think that. People have been asking for Ossiarch Bone Reapers to get shooting. Boy, oh boy, Nighthaunt has shooting. Yes,
transgressions.
maybe I should do some
Nagash
videos.
is blessed
Marathi
with together
is
with an
sick,
extra arm. So
but
it's
more
a
importantly, I want to
benevolent
know
one.
more
It's
about
like if you're just
that
gonna be a kind of writer and
potentially
editor
like a
for
sister
all
of
of time
slaughter or
for
some type of
Nagash,
supporting
he's gonna
hero.
twist you into
Nighthaunt will
ways,
trample
but
the
you get
snakes.
tools
There
to
was
do
no
a
snake
good
in
job.
sight there.
We're also looking at the villains and
No
the
new
mechanics.
unit for the
He's well
daughters
lit.
other than
So
the
it's lit,
hero.
like,
That's
he's well
that
lit.
hero
He's got,
was a
like,
new
candle
hero.
coming out of what looks like his
I
spine,
didn't
which
notice
is
any
his
other
spine.
new
He's
daughters
got a little
models,
lantern there as
but
well,
maybe
which
because
is
I was just
some kind
drooling
of
about
weird
Nighthaunt.
green ghostly vapor.
Someone
Imagine
gave
this guy
ghost
kind of appearing
guns.
out of the
Yep.
misks in
Cries for the
Charlie
last time in
looking
Karajun.
absolutely
Yeah,
terrifying.
thoughts and prayers.
What
Hashtag.
he's writing down there is basically the names of all
Definitely
the
a
people,
massive range
that
expansion
Nagash
to what
are on Nagash's
Autumn's
doorstep,
mentioned.
basically.
That
Yes.
it's
So
definitely a
in game
one.
terms,
I wouldn't
the
say
way
it's
that this guy
one-sided,
works is
but
that you pick an enemy hero, and
definitely
you
a
go,
whole bunch of new
you are being
models
added
to the
Nagash's naughty
Nighthaunt,
list right now, and
as
the God of
opposed
Death
to
will,
daughters. But
pay
daughters have a
close
rich
attention to your
update,
background,
a rich
that enemy hero, which has
roster.
got some quite fun
And the next
in-game
daughter's roster
mechanics.
probably update
So
will
you
come
wanna get rid
from
of this guy early on if
Malekith
you're up
and
against him.
those. Yeah,
But obviously he's gonna
absolutely.
be, you can see
Stephen would bind them. I
warrior
could
necessarily, but
definitely
able to defend
see.
himself. He's got some
Yeah, the
awesome
pre-order
spectral
now one was
chances.
an interesting one.
So he's going to kind of hide at the back.
I
of the
heard
Nighthaunt
rumors that
army
there's be a
and
pre-order
basically
this weekend,
write
whether it's
down
going
his
to
to-do
be.
list of enemy heroes.
So there you go. Something's
So
coming
write
pretty
down your full
soon.
name and the particular underworld that you're going to be sent to.
Several
Got some
new
paperwork to
Nighthaunt
fill out.
units,
Yes, so
one
that
new
gives you
Daughters
the time
hero.
to hit him
Look,
with a hammer or
I think
whatever your
Daughters are
method of
fine. I
stopping
think
ghosts is.
where Daughters is
That will
lacking
be
right now
pointed out to you.
is Daughters are
The
lacking
lecterns
good
are cool there as
rules
well.
for
I
other
think,
parts of the army.
lots of the
So,
the death stuff
making sure
in
that the
War
witch
for Realms
elves and the
was really
sisters of
interesting
slaughter,
aesthetics, basically like built
the
out of bits of
cauldrons,
bone and
all
spectral
those
stuff.
kits
And we're seeing that
are
again here. So
have good rules. If they can improve the
the
rules,
lectern
you
there
will
is
see
a little bit off
snakes
the arc,
maybe
because
go
you'll see
down a
we've
little
got
bit
kind of
because you need to
bits of
incentivize the
bone
use of the other
reforged.
parts.
So Nagash is obviously the
What else
the god
think?
of all of death. You've got a kind of call from all those
Galtrix is
various
beautiful.
powers.
I
And
want
there's
one for my
lots of stuff on
Dark
the top
Elder.
dimension, like the candles
Why
there
is
that
Daughters in
hark back to
everything?
some of
Because
the
because
wider
Marathi
things in
is
Nighthunt,
driving
things
the
like
narrative forward
the
right
Black
now.
Coach.
You had
And so
Marathi
it'll sort of fit right
attacking
in, but,
Anvil
looks like it
Guard
could be
and
quite a fun
taking it
project for him to
over
work on.
Sigma,
Absolutely, I'll
then
show some
becoming a
appreciation.
god.
Chat for the liver
Now
stuff
she
on
has
the back,
ascended
which
to
is sick.
godhood
An
and
extra
she's stealing the
quality
souls of
bonus
the elves.
altogether.
You would
She's
have
obviously
thought
driving the
once you
narrative
kind of,
forward. So
went beyond the mortal coil and
I'll
no
let that
longer
one
had
slide.
skin, that liver spots would no
I
longer
love
be an
it.
issue. But
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
cool. I
Nagash
agree.
has
I'm gonna let
decided
this
to
one.
bring that with you.
This is the
I'll let
curse.
them talk
and a
for a bit.
brand new unit for the Nighthaunt army in the Craven Throne Guard, which we can see armed with crossbows. It's a shooting unit for a death army.
Yeah, so this is really interesting for a death army in Age of Sigmar, because generally speaking, there's a lot of things going for death armies. They're usually pretty durable. They hit pretty hard. They've got lots of magic and cool stuff. But one of the things they haven't really been able to do is compete much in the shooting phase. They've got a few things that kind of scream at people, but it's not quite the same thing as having like a dedicated unit that's got some firepower. So these guys add a really interesting thing into the mix. So in game terms first, I guess they give you a shooting unit, which is something that almost no death unit has access to. They are part of Valentis's guard, basically. So I think that's the right.
Kurdos
Valentis's guard.
Valentine, that's right.
Craven King.
That's the fella, the Craven King. So these are his kind of spectral guard, and you can see the banner there has got some kind of nods to that as well. That kind of fits in quite nicely with his aesthetic. And you can imagine these guys kind of cruel, kind of cackling warriors that kind of cut down enemy at a distance, sort of thing, in that kind of slightly spiteful way that all Nighthaunt, none of them fight fair, basically. They all kind of fight and laugh at you as they do it.
And they're probably doing part of Kurdos Valentian's curse, where those around him are kind of tongue-in-cheek or passive-aggressively supporting him, not really actually supporting him.
Doing a great job, boss.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, you managed to drive off that one grot. Well done. You're brilliant. You can see that pointing character second in from the left. Looks like he's either pointing at other death units because you haven't got a crossbow and we do, or maybe he's just pointing at whoever's going to get shot down by the Soul Hunter crossbows next.
The miniatures are very fun as well. They've got like a really interesting kind of hunched aesthetic.
Yeah.
So they look like guards, don't they? You can imagine them like patrolling a
these are quite
battlement
cool.
somewhere in the realm of death.
I'll let them. They're just. I'm
and
waiting
they've
for the
got that kind
Warcom
of
article update, but they do
hunched
generally
over,
look cool. What do people think? What are people thinking?
quite
We've got
interesting aesthetic.
crossbows. Do look cool. They do remind me of. Yeah,
and
they do. Yeah, I really like the
dynamic.
crossbows.
A lot of the
They've
times the
done a good
bodyguards
job.
that
Very
your
medieval,
characters
almost
are
crossbows. They
active
look great.
fighters,
They
so
look
you have to fight your
not
way
huge
through
like the
that
Cruel
shield
Boy
and crossbow
crossbows,
light,
but
just to have crossbow ghosts
I dig
above
it.
them and guarding Like, no, you're not getting anywhere near that floating king.
You've got plenty of other.
I feel like the Scriptor Mortis is a soul accountant hanging out with Lotan. Poor old Lotan with the octopus.
But tell you who does like.
Well, this is
up
interesting. This
close,
one,
and that is the Daughters of Cain, and their new hero choice, the High Gladiatrix, which has got an abundance of weapon and equipment.
She's
choices.
probably a Sisters of Slaughter.
Yeah, so a hero level character for the Daughters of Cain. This is from the gladiatorial pits of the Daughters of Cain. Lots of people in Age of Sigmar like gladiatorial pits.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the most popular sports probably in the Mortal Realms.
Maybe she's both,
but
because
the
she's
Daughters
got two
of Cain do
different
it
head
best,
options.
and this character does it best of all. You can see there's a few options in the kits. You've got the kind of bare head and knife option on the right, on the left there, and you've also got the helmeted and spear option on the right. I like the helmet a lot on this one. It's quite kind of fun, minimalist sort of armor to let this person be nice and fast and agile, but a cool pose standing on that rock with the kind of whip circling.
It's a gorgeous
So is it
pose,
going to be?
isn't it?
Is it
Both
Sisters
the
of
hero
Slaughter and
models
Witch
are
Elves, or is
very
it just the
strong
Sisters of
contenders
Slaughter?
early contenders
units?
for Hero Miniature of the Year, I'd say, for the Warhammer Age of Sigmar side of things. Beautiful details in them, and the story. I was looking through why are these new characters being introduced in fighting? As you say, the fighting pits. This is all based around the story that we heard about in the Broken Realms series of books that led up to the newest edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar,
Right, so
where Morathi kind of turned Anvilgard into Harkness for her own
this is a
purposes,
fighting pit
and
hero.
filled it full of gladiatorial fighting pits. And they sent
Okay, so your
souls
box is getting
to,
yourself some
the
Dufire
Imagineer
Warlocks.
allies
You've
that
got
allowed them to do
yourself
that.
some
And they actually said, no, these are
Canera.
my souls. These are my
got
souls.
Sisters
This
of
is why the
Slaughter.
Nighthunt are encountering
Okay.
these Daughters of Cain, and why we're seeing these two fighting. But yeah, the Gladiatrix, an opportunity to stretch her legs and get out of the fighting pits and take the battle elsewhere into the mortal realms. It's a fine opportunity to do so.
Not bad.
That's
Not
the full
bad.
box set. There you can see there's loads of stuff in that box. A lot of the units you'd want to have in either of those armies. So whether you're starting those armies,
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if the battle tome is going to follow these pretty quickly, because
very, very cool
from a Daughters of Cain side, I can't
Zoologist
say
in
I'm
the
running
chat
around
says,
getting
"Rad, my partner
Doomfire
and I
Warlocks
could
and
paint
Sisters
together
of Slaughter.
She's the Nighthunt."
So you're probably
That is
buying it for the hero at the
beautiful
moment,
gold.
unless
Yeah,
it's
the battle
being
box, isn't it? You've
updated.
got
But
someone else.
what do the folks play at home? What do you have to say? Doomfire Warlocks are underrated. It's not that they're underrated, Chase. They're just too expensive for what you want to do, especially because you want to reinforce them at least once. You want to get them into a unit of 10 to have them a really solid wizard to get that good spell cast, because it does more damage. The tactical stone, yeah. another. They just keep bringing that stone with them along the battlefield. They've got some people just to pick up the stone and to keep moving them around. The Warcom hasn't updated just yet, so keep it up. I really like it. The helmeted character, yeah. The Sisters of Slaughterhead versus the non-Sisters of Slaughterhead. So it's a cool mask, don't get me wrong. The Kurdos sub-faction definitely needs more love compared to like the Lady Alinda faction. I think that was an interesting one. Yeah, I agree, Mike. It was unexpected. I was expecting some Nighthaunt. I was not expecting Daughters just yet. So, and to Devon's point, it's an interesting one. Yeah, you've had Shadow and Pain, and then you've got this. It would definitely be a great way to get the army. But Shadow and Pain was actually this time last year. It was like 12. I think like February, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, not bad. Oh. That's corn. Who is this? $30K Primarch? Is this a Heresy Primarch? Okay.
So, Wade, I know you are a fan of all things.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
Who is this?
Yeah, definitely Creature Caster, which is kind of why. Yeah. It's a part of the Horus Heresy Primarch. Well, I wouldn't call it a Primarch, but they had that series of Primarchs where they had these bigger, highly detailed heroes at the top of their tree. They had, Manius Calgar and all those the Sigmason or whatever they all are. You know what it is. That is a bloody sick model. That would be a great Bloodthirster or Demon Prince. Probably too big for a Demon Prince, looking at the base size, and unfortunately be too hard. But that would be a sick Khorne demon. Yeah, greater demon general of Khorne. So I think I mean, yes, I know they're not a Primarch, but it was a part of the Primarch series Autumn, where you had the series of Primarchs being released a lot, in 30k. So I really like it. Another great kit bash. I agree, John. Absolutely. A great alternative Bloodthirster. I would agree. The challenge will be, the question mark is how much, because these are normally from Forge World. Correct me if I'm wrong. You could only buy these Primarch 30k larger than life special characters from Forge World. So which means they're probably resin, and they're probably expensive, and they're probably limited run too. So once they are on sale, if you've missed out, you've missed out. So definitely keep that in mind. It's probably resin. We don't know if it's going to be resin, but normally they are resin. I think they are absolutely, this is a great kit bash. I think this would definitely be a great mod. Yeah, the demon Sanguinius from the Blood Angels had fought. Yes, cool. Yeah, really nice Khorne hero. I really like it. I don't personally know the lore of this particular model, so I'm not going to claim to say what this would be, but
one of the nice things about the nice things, I suppose.
Yeah,
one of the nice
really
things
cool
about the demons of chaos is that they can manifest in any realm, in any space where chaos has influence. So even if this guy's origin and his main stomping ground is Horus Heresy, he certainly shows.
Keep watching. I'm just going to see if they've updated the blog, just and then put up the Age of Sigmar box, because then I can bring it up and we can have a better look at some of the models while they talk. But what do you all think? How do you think? Would you buy this? Would you consider this as a? Yeah, that's the challenge, Mike. Is that this will be resin, and if you're not familiar with resin is more fragile than plastic. Resin is requires more cleanup. You'll need to give it a good solid bath to ensure that because resin has like a mold release, so you've got to remove this layer of chemical off resin to start painting. Otherwise, the paint just literally falls off. Like, you can't paint a model if it's still got its release agent on top, and it'll make it harder for converting. So it's a lot more fragile. So just keep that in mind if you are thinking about doing this as a conversion, but it is a general. Autumn, to be honest with you, when you look at the prices of Forge World versus Games Workshop, actually they're pretty fairly priced. Now I'm comparing Games Workshop, which can be expensive at times. When you compare that to like Creature Caster and some of the other competitors out there. I'm afraid that Games Workshop not mentioning the battle tome for Fireslayers, Deepkin, Daughters of Cain, and Nighthunt. I think what you've got here, Glenn, is you've got a logistical nightmare right now, where Games Workshop is probably still trying to get through the Christmas trade. My guess would be that none of those battle tomes are sitting in the warehouse, and it's when the battle tomes are in the warehouse on key markets that they will release and put it up for pre-order. There's just too much logistical shipping issues right now. I don't know what it's like in your countries at the moment, but there's sometimes my toilet paper shelves will be bare at the shopping center. So little old Games Workshop battle tomes are probably down the line when you compare to toilet paper. That my guess would be February, well, not February, maybe late February, March, you'll start to see more of this as they start getting this stuff into, and there probably will be quick fire releases, if I'm being brutally honest.
In the chat there asking, is it plastic?
Yeah. Well, Lich Cast, that's true, but from my understanding, Games Workshops get their books and their cardboard from China. They often get that stuff printed in China, which is why Curse City was never re-released. It's not the models that Games Workshop can't reproduce. It was the cardboard within the box and the booklets that was a challenge, and why Curse City kind of went silent. I think they had to get a new supplier or at least renegotiate. China, like the wrestler, love Joan, RIP. Bet it's 200, 300. Yeah, I don't know what the prices are like generally, Devon, so I can't tell you what I would pay for that. But certainly, they are highly detailed sculpts, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them. China has also closed a lot of the paper mills. Yeah, there's generally a problem, which is why the battle tomes haven't come out for 40k and Sigma nearly as quick as probably what people would have expected. Whoop, whoop. Warhammer Horror. Necromunda. Warhammer Horror book. Warhammer Plus show. Warhammer Plus show.
So that is the title sequence.
Where is my Age of Sigmar content? Where is my Neve Black Talon show?
Very soon, but looks like spring 2022.
Where is my Age of Sigmar content?
No, it's not far away.
I am probably close to doing a video about Warhammer Plus and what my thoughts have been. And to be honest with you, as an Age of Sigmar fan, it's pretty disappointing. So if I wasn't getting a free model, I would be pissed. But there you go. So it's a Warhammer, and it's very Sin City, very Sin City aesthetic. To go back to this question, do you guys think that we will need a Daughters of Cain battle tome so early? Yes. I heard rumors of a Daughters of Cain book about 3 to 6 months ago. I'm not a playtester, by the way, so I'm not revealing any trade secrets. I'm not under an NDA for this. But from what I've heard, there was a book coming for a while now. And I think when you look, I'm a Daughters of Cain player, right? And one thing you notice is that it goes against where the Age of Sigmar game is right now. That is, a lot of heroes have command abilities, but more importantly, there's a lot of re-rolls within the Allegiance, and they're trying to remove lots of re-rolls. So the better question is, why wasn't it written for 3rd edition? That's probably what I would have asked. But I had heard there was going to be a Daughters of Cain book for a while now. So I'm not surprised, and it'll be a quick win because Daughters of Cain are pretty popular, so they'll make some quick money. Warhammer Blanchitsu, yes, absolutely. Very Sin City, very like to me. No, it's not a book. New animation. Yeah, it's a Warhammer TV show. I haven't really watched a lot of the Warhammer Plus shows for 40k. Really enjoyed the master classes by Louise. I think Louise has killed it with her classes. I think Wade doing the Lore Masters has been really good. I've enjoyed Archaon, Teclis, and Nagash. But I think Warhammer Plus now has been out for at least 3 months, if not more. Definitely need to ramp up that 40k Age of Sigmar for me. They just need to ramp that up, like times it by 10. And the fact that Neve Black, where's the Neve Black Talon show? That's where I want to know. Don't show me this. Don't show me something falling. Show me where Neve Black Talon is. Warhammer Plus has almost nothing. Do super negative. No, I think it's an interesting question, and this is kind of why I was thinking about doing a video, Jerome. Is value for money? Would I pay for Warhammer Plus right now? I think the answer, it's tough, right? You get the value of the app, so I'm paying for the access to the app stuff, and I'm paying for the free model. I'm getting a model out of this at the end, so it's almost like I'm pre-ordering like a Kickstarter. Outside of that, the content is probably not up to scratch or as deep as I would have expected at this point in time. I think they blew their load too early and should have released Warhammer Plus much later, or they should have had more content to launch with.
Cool.
What's this? Not surprised. Battle times get released every I think. Well, stream's going well. Cool. Freaked out for a second. Well, here we go. 40k.
pirates. What's cooler than pirates? We all know these booty-loving buccaneers, the terrors of the high seas, are the ultimate in cool. But what happens if you use a complex scientific method to combine them with other things that are just as cool? Well, we at Games Workshop believe the results speak for themselves.
Dark Elder. Dark Elder? Eldari Corsairs.
So we said there was going to be more Eldari to reveal, and there are indeed. That is a new Eldari Corsair for Kill Team Necromunda.
It's a Kill Team.
Yeah, so
thing.
Corsairs have been a part of Eldar lore for pretty much since there's been
That's a cool bird.
Eldari or Eldar.
10 out of 10 would grab that.
What we know about them basically is these are the kind of pirate class.
All right. That Falcon is pretty awesome, but unfortunately it means our talking this morning about would this be a Cruel Boys bird? It didn't look like a vulture, but I wasn't ready to write it off. It is certainly more of a Falcon, would be great for a Stormcast with your Aether Wings and things like that. Maybe a Wood Elfie style Kernothi Sylvaneth, that not what we were looking for. What we think here, folks, Corsairs are in the craft world. There we go, new Kill Team. It seems like they're doing a lot of expansion into Age of Sigmar. I think they've kind of seen how much Age of Sigmar people like the Underworlds. And Underworlds has been great to expand and get so many cool test factions. And I think that's probably been one thing, is they've been able to test an army and see if the aesthetic sells before they fully release a kit or a faction, which is why, again, I think we're not too far off, a Kernothi build. Corsairs are dope, absolutely. Elf Pirates, you can't not like Elf Pirates. I would have thought, Dark Eldar is really more of the Elfie Pirates. I would have thought this would tie into them, but I'm not. Yeah, you go, expansion force to Kill Team. Stop it with Kill Team. It's not working. I don't play Kill Team. I can't give you commentary on how it's working. Doors of Cain, but yeah, once a year battle tomes isn't bad. Look, I don't think it's going into a theme of battle tomes once a year. I think they just probably should have gotten they probably should have prepared. I don't know. I'm in two minds. They probably could have done a better job. I know Lumineth players were unhappy to have to do 2 battle tomes in one go, within 12 months. Indeed, Nick. That was the one of the silhouette images in the. Some people thought it might have been Cruel Boys. It was we've seen now all 3. We've seen the silhouette for all 3. When you look at the silhouette, I'll just bring it up. We go. I was there. The silhouette. So you have. So you got there's your Nighthunt. There is Mr. Birdman Corsair, and there is the Avatar of Cain. So we've now had all 3. What else do we think? Do Corsairs have rules for 40k at the moment? Well, probably not. I can only imagine the Eldar are going to get a new battle or codex with the new kits. The pirate ogres to pirate Eldar, pirate faction. I think they're really leaning in on pirates. I'm surprised. They stole from Game of Thrones with the dragons. I just need a wizard. I just need some type of Daenerys type model to go with my Stormcast dragons. Definitely loving the pirates. Maybe we'll get more Vikings. We'll get some. That's quite popular. I think it's a good idea to have things like Underworld's models be in game, introduce characters, and have the uses beyond the main game. Yeah, and unfortunately, there is not a lot of Underworld's warbands that actually work quite well in Age of Sigmar in general. There's probably 5 that I would take. How we go with the bingo? That is a good question, Lich. So let's bring up the bingo scorecard. What have we got so far? Death Battle Tome, half. Nighthaunt reveal, we ticked that one. Fireslayer reveal, no. Black Library, no. Order Battle Tome, kinda. No Malarian Elves, no. Well, we got the free space. That could have been like a box set. I know Emma Mengels had mentioned like does free space equal box, and I'd probably agree with her. Kernothi, no Underworld Warband yet. New hero, well, yes, technically we got some new heroes. No Duarden, no update to the Fine Cast. None of that. We're kind of half there with the pirates. No. So not too bad with the bingo so far. Probably a bit ambitious for us to think that we'd get a lot of Age of Sigmar releases to actually benefit from the bingo card. But well.
On Necromunda, they say Lord Helmar sees everything. But in the ash wastes, we know that's a lie. Wastes decide who lives and dies. Not Helmar, not the houses. Everyone for themselves.
Is this just a new season of Necromunda? Leave the hard behind. Okay. Now, I'm assuming, and I haven't played Necromunda since the 90s. I haven't played the revamp. Ben, you mentioned this. I would take this one further. So it does feel like Mad Max, and we know anyone who has grey in their beard like I do would remember a game called Gorka Morka. And Gorka Morka was essentially Mad Max meets Orcs for most parts. Is Ash Wastes going to be tapping into Gorka Morka at all? I'm hopeful, probably not, but it does feel like they're drawing upon the Gorka Morka there a little bit. From memory, there was a Ash Waste style Borderlands campaign in the 90s, I think. I do recall something like this, or at least, yeah. Maybe my memory's fading as an old man, but what do you all think? Introduction to Borderlands, yeah, I like it.
Where your gangs basically have to step out of the hive.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought that this existed previously in some capacity. I don't remember how or where or what it was, but it definitely feel like there was some ties into the past, which is great. Give me back Gorka Morka. Yeah, I agree. Murphy's Law. It is one. It's probably the. I actually thought that is it Speed Freaks when they released Speed Freaks. I thought that was going to be a re-release of Gorka Morka with some new models. Unfortunately, not. But to this point, I wonder if vehicles are coming, and I wonder if they're going to tap into Gorka Morka, because that's what it was all about. Gorka Morka was about fighting using dodgy vehicles, using your scrap to boost them up and fight in the wastelands. I remember this one particular campaign where the map actually kind of technically moved, so you had to move at a certain speed, or you'd essentially fall off the map. And shooting out and ramming into people's vehicles could like reduce your movement and even destroy you. But I ran over so many Goliath buggies back in the day. Yeah, I remember some type of Borderland Wastelands type thing from Necromunda. So I dig it. Give me some buggies. I'm 100%. Not everything. Yeah, cool. Yeah, the Ash Waste had vehicle rules and the Ash Waste outpost. Yeah, I remember a lot of that stuff. But it's great that they're revisiting, because I've almost gone out and bought a few of these kits, like the old Gorkamorka kit. And I think, you look at the comparison of the current sculpts versus the new sculpts, and you wonder to yourself, why am I paying a premium? I wish they would just re-release it and update the sculpts. And I know I'm talking a lot of shit, because it might, who knows what's going to be a part of this, but I would be pretty excited. I probably might even jump into Necromunda if they tapped into Gorkamorka, because it was probably one of my favorite games, along with Blood Bowl from the Specialist line. And Mordheim, sorry, I lie. Mordheim was also amazing. They were probably my top three. They were all good. But what do you all think? Any big Necromunda players in the chat here? And what are your thoughts? Does this get you excited at all?
You could be 300 miles away from the hive and still see it.
And the Warcom team is a bit slow at the moment. Not seeing the Age of Sigmar reveal on Warcom, or maybe my computer's just being slow. No, it's not up there. What else is there? This should be all the previews. Yeah, there was a question about how long do these go for. Traditionally, these go for about 60 to 75 minutes, depending on how deep the reveal cycle is. So right now, we have seen, I think, everything that they want. Well, sometimes they drop a little spoiler right at the end, like a little hidden nugget. But they advertised Age of Sigmar. We've seen that. We saw that in the Nighthunt versus Daughters box. They advertised 40k, and we saw that. We saw that in the Eldar. They advertised Horus Heresy, and we saw that with the Khorne Demon Prince hero. They advertised Necromunda. We've just seen that. And I don't know what else. I don't know. I don't think they advertised Adeptus Titanicus. I don't think they advertised Blood Bowl or The Hobbit. I don't think they advertised any. I don't think they advertised Underworlds. Necromunda was good. As a Daughters player, I'm definitely excited about the hero, but I probably don't need Sisters of Slaughter. I wouldn't tune off just yet. I'm not trying to get you clicks. But last preview and the preview before, just as they end, they're like, oh, by the way, lol, and they'll drop another trailer. So they might. Yeah, they'll often wrap this up. They'll go, hey, this is all the cool things we previewed. Bang, 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 bang. And then sometimes, not all the time, sometimes they'll drop one final trailer. It could be more Eldar. It could be more Age of Sigmar. It could be the Battletome stuff. Or it could be nothing. They could just go lol by. I have things to do on my Friday. But overall, what did you all think? Do you like the reveals? I don't think they're going to drop Shadow Elves at the very end, Autumn. That would be a lol mic drop, and probably not their style. They more like just dropping a little extra Easter egg from something that was tied into one of these current reveals. We saw Kill Team as well. That was the other thing they kind of showed off. They showed off the Corsairs for Kill Team. This is cool. Nighthawk players, curious to see what you have to say. Do you have enough of these bodies? Do you need most of this, or are you just going for the crossbows and the hero? Overall, decent reveals, some nice twists. Yeah, I'd agree.
For Age of Sigmar generally, not just for.
Yeah, look, as a Daughters player, I'm more excited to see what book comes with it. Jonathan, rip off. Look, to be honest with you, it was probably not. They were never just going to show us the battle times for IDK and Fire Slayers. That's a Warcom article. What are they going to do? Hey, look at this book.
It's pretty much the semi-final fight of the Horus.
The end. These things that normally show rules and books, they're it's just, this is coming soon. Keep an eye on Warcom. Who knows? Maybe this particular weekend it'll go up for pre-order, coming up the following week. And we saw this Warhammer Plus TV show, and to be honest with you guys, put some more bloody Age of Sigmar on. Enough. Give me my Neve Black Talon show.
the craft worlders themselves.
Hello world. Where is the fighting for the Fire Slayers battle tome? Yes, I agree. Yep, sword is my favorite. I like that type of sword on the door. I assume you're talking about the Avatar of Cain. Some cool models, nothing for your faction. And that's fine. Yeah, I none of these things really tie into things that I do, except for the daughter's hero, but it's nice. It's nice to have. I think for me,
I think I'm gonna have to.
Box wise is a fail because Nighthunt needs better heroes. Look, you say that now with the current context, Autumn, but who knows what the new battle tome has to say? So, keep that in mind with any of these types of previews. This is the current world, and this is why my Fire Slayers and IDK video was just stating the changes, because the impacts to the change to talk about what happened to Hearthguard Berserkers and things like that. Well, that's in context of the old book. What's to say what it looks like in the new book? So to make that claim, the Miamon Banshees are rather awkward for their points. Yeah, look, again, Holy Hand Grenade, same thing. You're looking at it with the current 2018 lens. What does it look like for 2022? My bingo is ruined. Yep, sorry, we didn't get bingo almost. Autumn with the Doom. No, great swords. More Stormcast. Yeah, no Stormcast. Who would have thought? Although I'm currently painting Stormcast, so I wouldn't mind.
Heck yeah, the waste.
What else we got here? No dwarves. Yeah, look, I'm a bit skeptical there was going to be dwarves. Although, look, there was an ironclad. I still want to know why there was an ironclad in one of these reveals. I still am confused. Maybe because I'm an old man. I need to know these things, but
I did this anyway, even if you weren't filming.
I don't quite understand why.
Pushing all of the buttons and make sure
why I'm just trying to bring up where I'm complaining and why I'm complaining.
Questions as they popped up and emerged.
The image is gone. Oh, it was there. There was a shadow. There was a ironclad shadow.
As soon as we finish,
here.
All the information will be revealed on the Warhammer Community website.
Why is it there? What's going on there? Why is that there? Why are you showing me boats? Had nothing to do with boats.
We'll be back later on today on Twitch for Hangout and Hobby, 5 o'clock UK time.
All right, we'll see if he drops a bomb.
And go to sleep because it's pretty early still where we are. So thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, Boo Earns. All right, there was no secret sauce in that one. So overall, look, it's dinner time for me, so we're going to wrap things up a little bit here. I think generally it was a cool release show. If I was a 40K player, I'd definitely be happy. And as I mentioned at the start of the show, this was a. I should bring that up. Bring this up. Overall, it was always going to be a heavy 40K show because there's like 1,200 40K players at the LVO. There's like 200 in Age of Sigmar. So the discrepancy there is a bit of a pain. Thank you all, by the way, if you all start dropping out. Warcom just dropped. Very good. I'll reload that. Look, as Eldar players, I'm sure you generally appreciated. Thank you for everyone who joined the stream. Go check Warcom. I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of images if you want to zoom in a little bit more into those type of Nighthaunt or any other heroes. War Machine, thanks for hanging out with us at 6 o'clock in the morning in bed. But look, overall, to wrap things up before I go have dinner, we had some things crossed off on the bingo card, but it was unlikely we're going to have a lot purely because Age of Sigmar wasn't the heavy focus. If you join the stream and you are not subscribed to the channel, I always appreciate likes and subscribes. Definitely much appreciated, and I'm glad that you all chose me to hang out as opposed to the Twitch chat or anyone else. And the last thing I'll share with you all is if you want to continue the conversation, if you love Age of Sigmar, the link below is a description to the Discord. Come chat with us. We are almost at 4,000 members, Age of Sigmar players who are talking about all these factions. So it indeed was fun, but sad for AOS. But I said right at the top of the show, keep your expectations in check because this was going to be a heavy 40K stream, and I was right. Adepticon, which is in March. Adepticon in March is more of an AOS show. So I think it's the 3rd week or the 4th week of March. Expect probably more heavy Age of Sigmar release, and you'll probably start seeing more of this start dropping. So look, keep that in mind. You might not see Grumdy with his boat. Some people thought maybe that boat was Grumnir, like an avatar of Grumnir. wasn't him. So overall, thanks for everybody. We crossed off a few things that I'm going to have dinner. Like and subscribe, and see you all again. I don't know, next show. I'm doing like a Total War Warhammer stream. If you want to see an Empire versus Death, we're going to do a live stream in like 2 days in Discord. So it's like a best out of 3 with Lol Nades, which is one of the Discord members. So I'm having a bunch of battles between TTS and Age of Sigmar. So again, Discord. All right, folks, wrapping up, going to have dinner. Thanks for joining, and thank you for choosing me, and have a good rest of your day or night or evening or morning or weekend. Thanks for sticking around until the end. I hope you found that video interesting and you walked away with a few new ideas. If you did, I would appreciate it on the video, as well as let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. The conversation will continue over on Discord. So links down below in the episode to join the Discord and continue the Age of Sigmar conversation. I want to give a massive shout out to bloody legends, champions who have continued to support me through Patreon or YouTube members. That is going directly into supporting the maintenance and the growth of this channel. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And until next time, roll more fixes.